Hello, another day of our challenge. So let's continue with development of the infrastructure for our application. So recently we created the role assignment for our service principals used in connections for resource deployment pipelines. And we have the basic workflow. So let's move to our browser and let's start our timer as usual. And here we have our latest two runs of pipelines. So here we have for deployment pipeline for resources, and we can see that the resources were deployed properly with the pipeline. Also, we have deployment pipeline for our resource groups deployments. It's more or less it's more deployment at the subscription level, and both are running properly. So for now I would keep that as it is. Maybe I will close that for now. Means I will not enable that production pipeline as we are working mainly on the main branch. We are not using branches. And then for now I just keep that commented, and later we will just enable that. But for sure we can continue with our resources. We have our service plan. Let's move into Azure portal to our resource group development. Yes, and here is our service plan, but it's Windows. I would prefer to have a Linux one. So let's see on kind Linux and properties reserved true. It's good to know that if you would like to have that Linux one, you need to add that property reserved true. So let's see if it will work. I need to open my configuration. Okay, so here we have our, let's say, resource group deployment, but I will add another configuration for running to rg dev deploy to resource group. Where is my file launch JSON? So yeah, deploy to resource group. Okay, and what here I need to run that pipeline. So and resource group name. So template parameter file. Here infra. Okay, and resource group name, not rgdev. It's in our case it's that resource group. So I will run that as it is in that way, and I will just make sure that we run that script, and I will run the script. So let's see what will happen. We need to wait a second. Let's see in portal deployments. Oh, this is the 2 days. It failed. Why it failed? You cannot change the OS hosting your app at the time. Please recreate your app with desired OS. So we need to delete the app service plan and recreate that from scratch. But firstly, I will add the new configuration to repository, VS Code, commit add run config for deploy to rg. Okay, and also that's added, so I can close that. This is already done. So here, what can I do? I can go into portal, go into resource group, to my app service plan, I just delete that from here. But let's assume that I don't have an access to Azure portal. So what I would like to do, I would like to have the way of deploying resources constructed in that way that if I will remove something from code, then it will be removed from portal. And here, when we are doing the deployment on the resource group level, we have two types of deployments. One is incremental, and one is complete mode deployment. And here, if I will go deployment modes Azure, Azure deployment, yes, here. So yes, we have two modes, incremental one. So incremental resource manager leaves unchanged resources that exist in the resource group but aren't specified in the template. So for example, if I will go, I have those two things currently in my resource group. And if I will comment or remove that service plan floor from code, and I will deploy that, then the service plan will not be removed because it just disappeared from code. So anything will be done with that app service plan. And that's the incremental one. So it means that it only manages the resources which are defined in the code. But here, the properties aren't incrementally added. So then the properties are updated, but the resources are incrementally added. But in complete mode deployment, Resource Manager deletes resources that exist in the resource group but aren't specified in the template. So when I will go with that approach, then if I will remove something from my code, then it will disappear from portal and it will be deleted. Also, there are some corner cases that complete mode not always means complete mode. For example, here you have a list of, let's say, types, resource types, which are, let's say, managed by complete mode deployment. So, for example, if I have maybe private DNS zone is my favorite example here. For example, I'm creating the private DNS zone via code, but records in that private DNS zone are not in complete mode deployment. So I can manage from code in that way the properties of the DNS zone itself, but codes, so means managing the records in the DNS zone, it's on other deployments, other tooling. So it's not, it can be managed from this with this deployment with complete mode deployment. And it's quite natural because I'm assuming that the external resources should manage records for themselves by themselves. So it's quite natural, and it shows the boundary what should be managed by what. So yeah, here we have those two things, complete mode deployment, and this we will implement in our script to just run that. But it's good to know that complete mode deployment is on where it is on the resource group level, so you can't use that resource group deployment. Yeah, here subscription level doesn't deployments don't support complete mode, so yes, you can't use that for the subscription level deployment, but for resource groups for sure. Okay, here we have a linked template and so on. Also they are supporting that deployment mode on the incremental if you deploy the main template complete mode, linked and nested templates target the same resource group, resources deployed in the linked or nested template are included in the evaluation for complete mode deployment. So that's also the answer. Okay, so I will keep those opened. Then I will add that to the documentation to our for our resources. So here in our script, I will add another parameter, mode, and not incremental but complete. And thanks to this, I will get the complete mode deployment. But we have something more to add. Complete mode deployment, or maybe just let's keep that as it is. In the next video I will show you something more. So here we have complete mode deployment, and now yes, that deploy to resource group. So here temporarily I will just comment that section to simulate that I'm removing the service plan. So I will just run the script. Now I will cancel that because I forgot. If we are using complete mode deployment, then we need to enforce that. Yeah, so we need to set flag false to true to make sure that we are automatically confirmed. Of course, there is a risk that you will remove something by accident, but for the automation purposes, you can't be asked for allowing things like this in your automation pipeline. So let's run that. Yeah, we got the warnings because we commented some section from our template here, but let's see on deployments. Okay, it's running. So the storage account is already deployed. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, and then I think in the background it tries to remove the service plan. Okay, it still exists. So in the meantime, I will open the README file, and here's plotting deployment or assignment. To make sure that all resources on the resource group level are managed by deployment already succeeded, and here we can see that that app service plan disappeared. So I will just uncomment that part, and I will run the deployment again to deploy the proper service plan, and I will continue fulfilling the documentation by deployments. The complete mode deployment is used. More information okay. Rewrite the sentence. Okay. Okay. Show the deployments. Okay. Common mode is used. The complete mode deployment ensures that deployments manage all resources on the resource group level. More information. Okay. In the meantime, the resource group level is done. Deployment on the resource group level is done. So here, so I will add this documentation and complete mode deployment. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And let's check our group. Yeah, we have app service plan with Linux operating system. So great. Okay, I will just do the commits, git status, what happened. Docs, okay. And script. Okay. Okay. App service plan to Linux. Okay. We already added everything. Oh. Okay, great. So I believe that we can add some other resource. Let's look on our documentation, what we can add quickly. We have 3 minutes. GitHub repositories, VM start stop. Okay, so I think that maybe quickly we can try to add Azure function. Resource function app function website functions newest API required properties. Okay, so here I will add another function, name of the function app service plan. Okay, here function app name, location, maybe it's not needed because okay, yeah, probably it's not needed. Properties, yeah, properties for sure. Well, yeah, app service plan ID, here it is, Azure Web Apps Storage. So here no, we don't have that. List account. Okay, let's Google that for a second. Azure function bicep. So here we for storage. Okay, app settings. I will just copy that first app setting. Okay, and here we will have storage account name, storage account. Okay. Server file is okay. What happened? Properties. Yeah. Kind function. Our time is up. Site config app settings. Oh, interesting. Okay. So for now, maybe let's keep that as it is. Next video we will continue. I will just push the changes to make sure that we have everything in our repository. So here is our code. Yes, some changes in launch.json. We added the new configurations. Here for that also we added what we have added in our source code. We changed app service plan to the Linux 1. Let's see on actions. It will, in the meantime, I think it will be deployed. So thanks for today. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment with suggestions, with whatever you need. Leave subscription, leave like. It would help me to move forward with my materials. So, and tomorrow we will continue our adventure. So have a nice day and see you tomorrow. Bye.